This is my third interaction with her. Your book came out, right?
Right.
It was in COVID or around that time, or immediately after that.
Immediately after
So I
that.
did the first conversation with her then, and then at our Festival of Wellbeing, which Devika curates, and that's why she's curated this, you had a conversation,
Right.
You were a speaker there, that's when I
Right.
second time met you.
Very good memory.
And your son had come with you, he's managing your social media, right?
No, now he's the business development
Business,
manager.
most important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hi, everyone.
Miss Karachiwala, since the morning, we've had a full house. This is a ITC Right Shift partnered event with BW Business World. And it's about the new brand called Right Shift, which is a responsible snacking and responsible cookies, millet-based. It's about health, fitness, well-being. Habits make you healthy. What are those 3-4 habits that you recommend that people have, especially CXOs, CEOs who are very busy, to be healthy?
So I think one of the most important habits is to be mindful. To be mindful of what you put into your mouth, because the food that you put into your mouth should be nourishing to your body, not just your taste buds. The second thing is be mindful about movement. We need to move. We evolved from the animal kingdom, from the apes. We were meant to move. Our early forefathers were hunters. They went out and got their own food. We weren't meant to sit in chairs. We weren't meant to use elevators and cars and,
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning. And if people really mindfully moved, unfortunately, I might be out of business, but at least we would have healthier people all around. So I think that's really, really important. And another thing that I think is really important is to look at food before you consume it. Think, is this food gonna make me feel alive, or is this food gonna make me feel dead? I won't say give up sugar and don't eat this, but look at food. Food is information. So when you look at food and you see vegetables, you know when you put it in your body, you're gonna get energy, you're gonna feel good. When you see a packet of chips, how many people consume a packet of chips and are ready to go?
But I never eat the packet. I only eat the chips.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah.
I think that's better, right? Because imagine if you ate the chips with the packet.
But you're right. You're so right.
Yeah.
And
So
दिल्ली
they're
में
very,
छोले
very
भटूरे खाते हो
simple.
तो छोले भटूरे वालों की तो दुकान बंद करवा दोगे आप.
नहीं, छोले भटूरे खाओ, मगर इतना नहीं खाओ कि उसके बाद आप हिल नहीं सकते हो.
And by the way, it's a serious. I was speaking in Oxford, Suraj, and I went because my daughter, because till 2 a.m. I was in Bombay and I had not done a London ticket, but my daughter insisted because she studies in a university in the US, said, if you go to Oxford, they'll also invite you to my university. So I went. And I'll tell you, I have a friend who runs a media company there. He's a Sardarji, he's a very close friend. And this is not a joke. I actually ate chole, which were very tasty, and bhatura made in olive oil. Only Sardars can fry
Amazing.
bhatura in olive oil, okay?
I just hope that once they fry the bhatura in olive oil, they don't reuse it.
Yes, I
Because
didn't
that would
ask,
be
but
poison.
When I go next, I hope they're not using the same one. But on a serious note, next time, and this is a serious one, we should not do sitting panels. We'll do standing panels.
I think we can do that right now.
Yes, let's stand
Come on.
and do it.
And what about all of you? Why don't you stand too?
Yes, why don't you stand up? Yes.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure
good.
you'll have been sitting for really long.
She's
And,
right. Movement
you know,
is very important. Now, Yasmin, also, one of the often said excuses, we don't have time. How do we make time for fitness, well-being? What do you have to say?
small steps like what we're doing right now, instead of having a sitting conference and a sitting meeting, which isn't going to serve anyone, we can do the same thing with our ears while we're standing that we do when we're sitting, right? How many of you all do conference calls in a day? How long are your conference calls? What do you do when you're doing a
They're
conference
wide, in
call?
your case, they're not that
What
long.
if in your conference call, you put a pair of earphones, and while you're calling, walk around? Instead of just sitting in one place and doing the conference call and you walk around, you move, you have the time, you have so many calls, and that's why you're so busy. And if you just move during your conference call, you've done your movement for the day. And this idea actually came to me during COVID. We were all stuck at home, so was I, a person who was in the studio, 8 hours a day training clients. Suddenly I was sitting in front of a screen training clients, asking them to move without doing any movement on my own. And my Apple Watch told me, you need to get up and move. And I was like, okay, this is serious. Like, I've not even thought about it, because when you get involved with work, we don't think about it, including myself. So I set an alarm on my smartphone, which I'm sure, how many people have a smartphone? I set an alarm every hour, walk for 5 minutes. So I used to train for 8 hours, walking for 5 minutes, 40 minutes at the end of 8 hours. I had gotten my movement, my steps, my watch was happy,
beautiful
my
example.
body was happy, my mind was the happiest.
Brilliant. I remember I published Rachna Chachi's first book called Restore, and Mr. Harsh Mariwala was launching the book, and I asked him the similar question. And he said, can I tell you, Anurag, when I'm flying, I reach half an hour early, and then I'm walking at the airport for half an hour, 40 minutes. So anybody who tells you that they're busy and they cannot walk, they really are not interested
How
about
many of you all take the buggy when you get out of the aircraft? Honestly. Nobody? Wow. Give yourselves a loud round of applause.
Good.
See, that applause was louder than when I came on stage. Everyone loves applauding themselves. So give yourselves another round of applause. And I'll tell you why. Because when we're sitting in an aircraft for that long, right, our body needs to move after that, because your blood, and that's when thrombosis comes in and all these problems come in. And when you walk out of that aircraft and you have to walk to your luggage or immigration or wherever you're going, you get movement, there's blood circulation, you're feeling good after that, hydrate a lot, and you've got movement at the airport.
Absolutely, she's right. I'm sure I always walk in when I fly, because when you fly a casa, you walk into Taj.
We'll have a camera behind him
Yes.
to check.
But tell me, what is the notions that people have which they've got wrong about fitness? That fitness is going to the
It's
gym,
hard.
it's pumping iron.
It's an hour. It's hard. We need to spend a lot of time on fitness. Fitness is so simple. It's the little things you do in the day, like what I just told you about your walking every hour for 5 minutes. It's getting up in the morning and stretching your spine. Do you know how many directions your spine moves in? Anyone? 4. Do you know those 4 directions? There's flexion, so everyone do that with me. And come up straight, and again, and up, and flex. We're going to do it 4 times. And up, and flex, and up. And now take your feet apart, and that's going to lateral flexion. So side bend to one side, and then to the other, and then to one, and then to the other. And we're going to do this 4 times on each side. You don't want to do it with us. You don't like me very much. And to the other. Okay, that's 4 times. And now get your hands out to the side in a goalpost position and rotate to one side. And back to the center. And rotate to the other side. And do it mindfully. Don't just do it one side to the other and come back. And then now inhale and rotate. Exhale to the center. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. Inhale, exhale. Last one on each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So that was flexion, lateral flexion, rotation. There's one more. Anyone? Extension. So let's stand with our feet closed, hands on our waist, and let's look at the sky or the ceiling in this matter, and then come back up. And then look at the ceiling and back up. Now let's add breath. Inhale, look at the ceiling. Exhale, come up. Inhale, look at the ceiling. And exhale, come up. So we've moved our spine, and if you just
Beautiful. They could do this in their office, right? Isn't that easy?
all the time.
Thank you, Yasmin, for that.
And you know what spinal movement does? It creates gap between each vertebrae of your spine, which means that you're going to breathe into your spine, elongate your spine, it's going to help your posture, it's going to help you with your breath, and it's going to feel really good. Who doesn't like to feel good? Right? It's that simple. This takes 5 minutes in the morning. I've done 4 reps of each. You can do 6 to 8 reps. Start your morning with this movement. Doesn't mean you don't do other movement, but at least when you get out of bed, instead of looking at our phone, if we just do some spinal movement, you've started your day on the right note.
Brilliant. This is so good. Let me also ask you, this is about feeling good externally, and when you feel good externally, sometimes you also feel good internally. But how do you really feel good internally? Exercise, walking, movement,
Hydration,
hydration.
movement, and eating the right kind of food. And it's not about eating food because you want to go on a diet. It's not about eating food only because you want to lose weight. It's about eating food to feel good.
And which are these foods? And
They are your
foods?
vegetables, they are some of your fruits, they are having the right combination. I'm sure you've had a lot of nutritionists. I think Nicole was here before me and she must have spoken about food, but it's just also the right combination of food.
And also the right portions. Not
Yeah,
very
the
big
right,
portions.
like if you finish eating and you feel sleepy, that means either your combination of food wasn't good or you've just simply eaten too much.
Brilliant. And you know, you've seen, give us a story of some CEO or founder you coached and who followed the things that you're saying, and what was the impact it made on him or her?
So right now, I am training somebody who's a very big CEO, and he's not been training for some time now. And he called me up and he said, I want to get back on the fitness wagon. I've fallen off. And I was like, okay. He said, but I don't have too much energy. I said, it's okay. We'll go according to your body. So the most important thing is to find out what is it that your body requires, and Pilates teaches us to train the body in front of us. So we can have different people coming in at different times. We look at each person's body and see what they require. Now if I go to the CEO and say, oh, you want to get on the fitness bag and come on, let's do this, let's do that, and give him a hectic workout, he will never see me for the next 3-4 days because he's going to be recovering from pain. So it's about finding that right kind of movement for your body at that time, which is going to make you energized enough to come back to it the next day. So exercise has to be something that you enjoy, not something that your neighbor told you made him lose 10 kilos and you want to get on it. It has to be something, and you might not enjoy the first thing that you're going to do. It might take you trying out 10 different forms of exercise, and then you're going to hit that spot, that sweet spot that says, oh my God, I really had fun doing this. Do that, because that needs to be your lifestyle. You can only make something your lifestyle when you enjoy it. If you're going to do it and say, oh God, today I have to go exercise, you've lost it.
Fantastic. And since the morning, almost every speaker who's an expert like you has talked about the value of sleep, good sleep, certain quantum of sleep. What do you say to that?
Of course, we all know sleep is important, right? And we all know 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But what gets us there? Does being stressful let you sleep better? You might sleep for 8 hours, but if you're stressed, you might wake up feeling tired. Evaluate, why am I stressed? And of course, why are you stressed? All of you have businesses and your work, and the environment is stressful. But it's breath. Are you breathing enough in the day? I know a lot of people who come to me who are stressed, and all I make them do is do mindful movement with breath, and that kind of helps release stress. When you are less stressful, you're going to sleep better. A lot of times people work out, like you see bodybuilders or people who are very, very regular in the gym, they work out 5 days a week or 6 days a week, and they're at it, and they still can't sleep because they're not focusing then on recovery. As important as it is to work out, recovery is equally important, whether it's a good massage, whether it's sauna, whether it's red light sauna, whether it's ice therapy. You need to recover in order to sleep. You need to breathe in order to de-stress so that you can sleep better. If you wake up from deep, like a 7-hour sleep or 8 hours of sleep, tired, that means you need to look internally to see what is causing you not to wake up fresh after a good night's sleep.
And does doing breathing exercises just before you sleep, are there some that one can do to kind of calm
The
down?
deep breathing, the very calming breath, the pranayam, definitely not Kapalbharti, because then you'll be awake till 4 in the morning. So
And
yes,
this
breath
thing
is
about
important.
Going for a walk after a meal in the night, especially 7, 8 p.m. if you had, and 3 hours gap between sleeping and eating.
I don't think many Indians honestly eat by 7. Our lifestyle, I mean, of course, the ideal Indian will. So I have a client who eats by 6:37, and then he asked me, what can I snack on in the night, because I sleep at 1. And I said, why do you eat at 7 then? Like, why are you not eating at 8:39? So you're and you want a snack. So I said, maybe a handful of nuts. He says, oh, I can't eat anything else. And I said, no, I think you should just push your food time later so that you don't snack. So definitely you need to have about 3 to 4 hours of gap between your meal and your bedtime. But also, I honestly don't think eating a meal and walking after that is a good idea, because the most intense function our body does is digestion. And we need to allow the body to focus on digestion, to send blood to our stomach, to digest the food, rather than then get confused with the steps that you're trying to take after dinner. An hour after your meal is a good time to walk.
Sure. Ms. Karachiwala, if we met you an year later, what's your mission in life? What do you want your impact to be? Already you're very impactful, well-known and respected in what you do. But over the next 12 months, as you expand the,
After 12 months, if I meet anybody in this room, after 12 months, I want them to say that, you know what, I heard you talking and I started moving. And I think for me, that would be my biggest achievement.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So we can take one question, because the chef said, earlier I can see Chef Rajiv Jamneja, he's come from Delhi, and there are other speakers. So we'll take one question from you. Julian, I know your name.
Yep, so my question to you is, I'm a vegetarian, but I'm a...
Louder.
Sorry. My question to you is, I'm a vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian. As a child, I got a lot of, how do you get your protein? Where do you get your protein from? So, what's your take on, is it a myth that, being a vegetarian, we don't get the protein enough, just...
I think there are a lot of vegetarian foods that give you protein. It depends whether you're eating all of them in a day to get the enough protein intake that your body requires at the end of the day. If you're not, then there's no...
No, Chacha, I think we'll practice after this.
If you're not getting that kind of protein, there's no harm in taking a plant-based protein shake, which you have some very good ones in the market right now, to get that kind of protein in your daily nutrition.
And pulses and soy, what about protein from them?
You get enough protein. I think you need to calculate it. A nutritionist will be better equipped to answer this question than me, to give you the exact details, but...
It is possible to be a vegetarian and still get your enough intake of...
Yes, but you have to be very mindful of your protein intake being a vegetarian, and also making sure that you're getting the right source of protein without the fat.
Thank you so much. Please give Ms. Yasmin Karachiwala a big round of applause. Bigger round. Thank
you so much, guys.
And we request Mr. Vishwas Agarwal to give away the gifts from Right Shift and Noise.
Once again for Vishwas, sir, please. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yasmin, ma'am, for joining us over here. Pleasure to have you. Can we do a group photograph of all three of you, please, on stage? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of clapping, joining of the hands, synchronization one after the other.